Lockdown has been really challenging to begin with, especially with all my training facilities being shut, which includes the tracks and the gyms. So that's been really frustrating for me, just not being able to train properly. But me and my coach have adapted my training plan, which allows me to be able to train at home. So I've just been going, running around my village, going to parks, running around football fields. So it's not too bad. But I do enjoy being at home. With the weather, it's been made a bit easier because it's just been so nice. But it is really frustrating not being able to train properly. But, everyone's in the same situation. It is easy to get down about being in lockdown. You can't go out and see your friends or your training partners or your family. But it's you just got to keep being positive and just keep working hard, even though my season's pretty uncertain if I'll race at all this season. I'm still going to make sure that I'm still prepared as best I can, so just train as best I can while being at home. So I can imagine it's quite hard to try and stay motivated when this year is just going pretty crazy at the moment. Even though for me, my seasons should be starting now, and a lot of my races are in Europe, and most of them have been cancelled. And with the postponement of the Olympics, it's just so easy to sort of give up and just count this year as a knock-off and I'm not going to bother or anything like that. But for me, it's a really great opportunity to sort of work on the little things like rehab, condition circuits, and being quite independent and looking after my body, since I can't access any physio, so I've got to do a lot of the stuff myself. And I try and stay motivated by having regular chats or FaceTime sessions with my coaches, physios, training partners, and everyone like that who is there to support you, and just sort of keep you on the right track. My goal is to go to the Olympics. That's always been my life goal as an athlete, and with the postponement of this year Olympics, now it's next year, it's just given us an extra year to get fitter and stronger. So the motivation and commitment is always going to be there, and it's not a case of let's just have a rest year or whatever because this season's not going to happen. It's a sort of a good chance to I'm going to really focus on whether it's nutrition or the little things like rehab. I'm going to get rid of this injury while I'm here, and sleep and stuff like that. So it's actually quite a good opportunity to sort of focus more on them things. But yeah, the Olympics has always been my motivation, so that's always going to keep me on track to me hopefully compete in the Olympics. To be fair, I've actually quite enjoyed being at home. I think with the weather being so nice, it's just been nice to sit outside, you're doing your training or you do your circuits in the garden, in the sun. But it's just nice to sit out in my garden, play with the dog, take him on for long walks, and just sort of spending more time with your parents, I guess. I've enjoyed the Lions every morning. That's been pretty good as well. And aside from training, with having just so much time to do, so much free time, I've been able to read a lot. Did a few jigsaws, sort of redecorated my room. I dyed my hair, and it's just stuff like that, just to keep your mind busy and just sort of keep you sane about everything. I've also enjoyed not spending loads of money. I've saved loads of petrol money. I've not driven my car for 4 weeks, so that's quite a good way to save money. It's not been too bad. So some advice I would give to athletes who are I don't know, like struggling to stay motivated, or struggling just to sort of keep on track with their training, or if they are struggling training or anything like that, is I'd say make yourself a schedule and stick to that schedule when you're going to train at home and what sessions you're going to do. Like, you don't want to end up slipping into bad habits of like lying in bed till midday, or thinking that this session doesn't matter, I'm not going to do it, or like I can't be bothered, I can't get motivated because there's no point type thing. You don't want to get into that mindset of not being bothered to do it. So for me, I've sort of stick to like a strict schedule. So I'll get up and in the morning and I'll do my training session straight away. So I'll have breakfast and then I'll do my session straight away, so that kind of gives me the rest of the day to like do my other stuff, like do what I want to do. And I sort of write it in my book, like, right, I'm going to do my session and then I'm going to do some rehab and then I'm going to do some hamstring stuff or foot placement stuff like that. So I think it is really, really useful to make yourself a schedule and like stick to it. So that would be my main advice, and it has helped me a lot, so that I don't sort of feel lost in what I'm doing. But like, try and stay motivated and positive during this lockdown, because like this will end like eventually, and you've got to make sure that you're ready to compete, because your season could be starting straight away. So you've just got to be ready, and you don't want to come out of lockdown feeling like you want to come out of lockdown feeling like you've done the best you could with your training, and you don't want to end up regretting when you come out of it that you wasted all that time doing other things other than training. So definitely use this free opportunity to really like throw yourself into the little things in your training that you might not necessarily focus on. Definitely like your nutrition, sleep, and just try to get into good habits, because that could make really change the way that you train or compete in a positive way. So but yeah, stay positive.